It was that time of year again, where the PizzaPlex closed down for a couple of days for a special occasion. A bi-yearly photo shooting. Setting the animatronics in various nature places to pose and act natural, which was quite simply ironic to say the least. The previous year, the animatronics were led to a beach. And this year, Fazbear Entertainment rented out an old farm that looked incredibly stereotypical, with a red barn, cozy farmer's house, a silo that looked only slightly rusted, and the surrounding farmland even offered the backdrop of cows, horses, and pigs. The abandoned field of wheat looked beautiful and wild. You had seen images of the farm and immediately fell in love with it. Though, sadly, you were night shift. This meant you weren't invited to the shoot. You were holding the fort, so to say. Despite the PizzaPlex being closed down for this. You were sitting inside of the security office of the atrium. It was the biggest one, and it always made you feel safe. You were lazily going through the various file lockers, hoping to find Brian's secret stash to light up. Brian was the leader of the day shift, and he always had some handy-dandy lettuce on hand. Though, as far as you were concerned, he always had too much on hand, so he had to have a stash somewhere, right? Right? Not like anyone will bother you today. Might as well. Though, even after an hour of what you believed to be thoroughly searching, you came up with nothing. Disappointed, you grabbed your novelty Montgomery Gator taser, your flashlight, and handy-dandy flask. It was filled with alcohol-free pina colada. The delicious coconut milk-based drink was sold at a competing fast food business. And it just happened to be your favorite drink. But as an employee, you were forbidden from bringing competitive foods into the PizzaPlex for obvious reasons. Hence why you had the handy-dandy flask. There were a bunch of chores given to you that you needed to do while the PizzaPlex was more or less on permanent nighttime mode. Those were regular patrols, making sure the janitor bots cleaned up their places properly, and you stopped. A notification on your work tablet taking away your attention. Wait, how was that even possible? With the exception of DJ Music Man, who for obvious reasons couldn't go with the rest of the gang, there should be no robot here. You pulled up the tablet, seeing a suspicious notification from none other than the daycare attendant? Oh God. A horrible chill ran down your spine. Gulping, you walked towards the daycare. It wasn't far off, luckily. Entering the colorful attraction, you were immediately greeted by the attendant, sunglasses covering his face. And he was wearing an old promotional Fazbear summertime shirt. What are you doing here? You shouted. The robot immediately jumped up. Oh, Miss Nightguard, are we ready to go yet? Ready to go? You stuttered. Yes, ready to go to the farm? I want to pet a cow. Oh no. Oh no, this wasn't happening. This was terrible. You raised a finger to give yourself some space. I'll be back in a minute. Stay put, alright. The robot nodded, and you darted back out into the hallway. almost angrily, you dialed up Brian's phone number. He picked up only 20 seconds later. You could hear the noise of a driving truck in the background as he spoke. YOLO. Brian? You shouted. Yo, sup? You forgot the daycare attendant. Oh. Yeah. Oh. What now? Silence. I'll call you back. He hung up. You frowned in response, and as you looked back at the daycare entrance, all you saw was Son poking his head out from the door. So it seemed like he didn't stay put. And he heard everything. His tiny machine heart broke upon being forgotten. Sonny, you said in an almost motherly tone. The robot cried and fled into the daycare. Unsure whether or not to follow him, you dialed Brian's number again. This time it rang for only 3 seconds before he picked up. Okay, listen up, he said before even saying hi. I have the boss on speaker. Say hello, Amir. Over what was clearly Brian's walkie-talkie came the voice of the PizzaPlex's owner. He explained in a very angry tone that by now they had gone too far into the countryside, and he would not push back this event because someone forgot the Sun robot. And it was now your responsibility to take care of him. Sorry about that, said Brian, remorseful. It just sounds like you're getting punished for a mistake that we made. It's fine. Gives me something to do at least. Even though you couldn't see it, you could feel Brian's smile. Well, that's the right attitude. See you, night guard. With a terrible feeling in your gut, you soon entered the daycare. Inside of the play area sat Son, opening a brown leather briefcase that was filled with colorful handkerchiefs. Son, what's up with that? I don't have any clothes or underwear to pack, so I just stuffed all the handkerchiefs left behind by customers in the briefcase. So I have something to pack for the vacation. Vacation? It's only like 1 day. The robot turned its head towards you to show his sadness. The robot had turned his head upside down. After all, his face depicted a permanent grin. This was the only way he could show a frown. It was a bit off-putting. Hearing such a sad voice from something that was smiling so widely. You sat down next to him, his head turning into its normal position. To you, it felt like he was forcing a smile. Is there anything I can do for you? He shrugged. Sighing, you pulled out your flask and took a swig. And then an idea came to you, and you smiled. I have an idea. Come on. You patted your thighs before standing up. The robot followed you to the finger paint area? You wanna finger paint with me? It's so rare I get to finger paint with a grown-up. That immediately made him happy again. I just thought you needed it. Oh, I do. The robot sat down in front of you, opening up the edible paints. You haven't done finger painting since elementary school. It was strangely cathartic. You are just about to finish your crude drawing of an anime protagonist you secretly had a crush on, when another good idea came to you. Son, I thought of something. Why don't we draw a farm? Now that made the robot's head spin, with pure excitement. After you safely deposited the picture of the anime guy, you began with the farm animals. My son painted a scarecrow, a silo, the barn, a couple of wheat flowers, and a tractor. Using some duct tape, you hung the finished works up around the finger paint area.
Wow, we are here! In spirit, I mean.
Yeah, still. Sorry it didn't work out. He looked at you. Despite his face being unmoving, it felt softer than usual.
I really appreciate you, Miss Nightguard. I really do. Please believe me.
You blushed a little before scratching the back of your head. Was nothing you did, you did like half of the work.
Please don't talk yourself down like that.
And besides, we aren't done yet. You pulled out your phone. How about you make some poses? The robot immediately understood. After all, this was a shooting event. The robot now began dancing through the finger paint area. Every time he stopped, even slightly, you took a quick picture with your phone camera. The lighting was awful, but this was more a symbolic thing. Okay, now, do something sexy. Come on, do a sexy pose, huh? The robot got on his knees, leaned back, and grabbed his crotch. You're so good at this, baby. The camera loves you. You licked your lips, enjoying this more than you probably should. Okay, now. Innocent and cute. Like a kitten, the robot rolled on his back, hands held up like he was imitating paws.
Meow, meow.
Oh, good boy. This was getting quite enjoyable. But after a while, you simply had to say, okay, that's enough. Excited to show him the images, you shuffled on the ground next to him, offering your phone to him. He took it and began sliding his fingers across to look at all the fun pictures you took of him. Son was completely and utterly mesmerized. He felt like this was one of the nicest things a Fazbear employee has ever done to him. Or for him. He looked at you. But as his gaze returned to your phone, he gasped.
Wait, is that you?
Confused, you leaned over and blushed. It was a picture of you. With your ex-boyfriend. Oh God, I thought I deleted those. The robot accidentally swiped too far.
This position... what are you two doing?
You snatched your phone from his palms. Your heart raced, and your face was as red as a tomato as you quickly deleted every image that came to you. A terrible feeling filled your entire gut. If anyone had seen these, especially Brian, you would have never heard the end of it. You then shamefully buried your face in your hands.
Did it taste good? The frosting, I mean.
Oh God, this is a nightmare. Son, please, those were... super private things humans do when they really, really like each other. He blinked and looked at you like a kicked puppy. You never did these things with me. Does this mean you don't like me? Oh god, what hornet's nest did you just kick? You're not human? Oh god, please let that slide. Please let that slide. He thought.
But it looked fun.
It didn't slide. You closed your eyes for a moment. Wouldn't be the first terrible decision I make. Son, if you promise to wipe it from your memory bank, we can do it. Once. The robot clapped his hands before rolling on top of you. His hands pressed against the wall you were sitting against. Now his grin appeared way more lewd than it was probably meant to be. Not to mention the pose he was doing now was actually kinda hot and dominant.
So, Miss Guard, tell me how to do this. I promise, I will do my best.
Hey, thank you for watching my video until the end. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and watch a few more. But before I say goodbye, I'd like to remind you to like the video and subscribe. I also have a Ko-fi and Patreon if you want to support me financially. And I also have a community Discord server. All links are down in the description. Hope you have a good day. Until next time.